Hello. Is anyone out there? La-di-da. La-di-da. I want to try some music, some royalty-free music. Might not be able to hear it. But I can hear it. So as usual, I have no idea what I'm doing. How to get back to StreamYard. Okay. Someone told me that StreamYard's a good feature to use. And hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can see me. And if anyone's out there, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to, oh, here we go. Emily Rose Jeans and JR Dabbles. Hi, guys. I think there's a way. Oh, there we go. So I can actually show messages on the screen. I don't know how long they last. Do I have to click them off? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so what I decided to try to do is I put on as much as a base as I could. I decided not to put a wig cap on so I don't look quite so crazy. And I was really embarrassed last time because, let me show you, my skin looked gray because I was trying this Maybelline full coverage liquid foundation, and I usually use these TV paint sticks, but it turned my skin gray. I looked freaking gray. And I'm going to try to share my Instagram with you. La la la. Oh, hold on. Can I make that bigger? There we go. So if you look at this Instagram post, my skin looks gray, and it's because I used a green screen behind me. And I was talking to another drag queen, Wilma Fingerdew, who is an older person who started drag just to do YouTube videos like me. And she said, well, when she used a green screen, she noticed that when the base has any sort of yellow to it, that it makes your skin look crazy. So, I mean, I could show you. Normally, my skin looks kind of tan. Maybe not that one. But that gray tone just really freaked me out. So, guess what? I'm going back to my TV paint sticks, even though they're a little more difficult to apply. Okay. 6 a.m. Wow. Well, it's actually 11 a.m. for me. So I thought I would get up earlier and actually do contouring and do more pre-start stuff, but that didn't happen. but I got a basic base down. And I'm trying to do a different eye. So I started these eyebrows way, way up high. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I got a mirror. Hold on. So rather than me like scooting down, because I have a mirror down here where I like look down, I'm going to try to use a big ass mirror, which was like $12 from Amazon. So hopefully this will work. I don't know. Okay. And please feel free to ask questions. I'm just here to chit chat. And it was crazy because my last week's live stream got over 200 views. And I was like, what is going on? Because I had at a peak for this live stream, or last week's live stream, it was 15 viewers. And so where are all these extra views coming from? And I realized that it's because I think that RuPaul's Drag Race premiered the night before. And I think I labeled my video drag transformation. I'm going to turn off this music. I labeled this, I labeled the video drag transformation. So I think a lot of people were like just curious about the drag transformation. And I'm curious too when I see that. And what I think a lot of people did is just sort of like skip through to see, well, what's going on? What's, you know, click, click, click to see the transformation. And of course, last week I had on that terrible pink wig. And so I got a real wig here. And hopefully I can, and I didn't like clean up some stuff. I didn't even put on eyelashes. So today I'm going to try is the operative word, to do a little bit more. Hey, Bookish. Okay, so let's see. I decided with, okay, first I'm going to put on a base, and I use my Clown White, which this thing has lasted forever. And yes, it's clown makeup. And you can see how disgusting it looks. But anyway, so we're going to start with Clown White. Is anyone else watching Drag Race, or am I just the only one? I'm obsessed with Drag Race. Oh, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Oh, what did I do with these eyebrows? Again, these are these are tattooed eyebrows. Sure, there's. Okay, let's just do it. And these black lines on my face are just sort of my cheat lines because I am not artistic. Oh, these eyebrows are way off. Gosh darn it. Oh, boy. I can't draw a straight line. Oh my God, I put these way up high. Okay, this is going to be an interesting look today, guys. Well, Drag Race isn't for everyone, I guess. But it was really a weird episode because they have everyone in quarantine. So it's not quite the usual Drag Race. This is giving me some real evil Disney Queen vibes. These eyebrows, boy. I guess I should. I hear you. So I know I'm covering these black lines up a bit, but basically I can still kind of see them underneath the white. Hopefully you can too. I mean, hopefully you can't. Eventually they should go away. Oh, boy. You know, I got Disney Channel to watch The Mandalorian. And I watched the original Cinderella, because they have their back catalog of Disney movies. And I was surprised because I don't remember the king is a psychotic person. When his son doesn't marry, he wants to try to find Cinderella. He's like ready to kill people. And he went after his advisor with a sword. It's like, I don't remember this. Okay. And last time I was like missing comments because my eyesight's so bad. If you're considering getting Disney Plus, it's really not that expensive, at least compared to like Netflix. But there have to be shows that you want to watch, because it doesn't seem like they offer new stuff all the time, but they are doing this one thing called WandaVision, which is based on the Marvel Comics Avenger, the Scarlet Witch, who was in some of the Marvel movies, but they're doing this weird thing where she somehow flashes back to the 1950s, like a Donna Reed time. So I'm really curious about that, and that's going to be released soon. But one thing about all these Disney shows, or all these streaming shows, is that you can always cancel and then apply back, which I've done before. So okay, who do we have here? Oh, Mr. Rizzori. Is that how you pronounce your name? He is the emoji king. He always does little emojis. Okay, so what I want to do, I think, today is blue. So I'm going to try to find a light blue. I will look at. Yeah, RuPaul's back on. It's on VH1. I think MTV too. The animal shows here on there. Oh, on Disney. Yeah. There's definitely stuff to watch on Disney Plus. Like I said, it's not as expensive as, say, Netflix. Fully supportive of King Triton. I hear you. Actually, I need to rewatch that. It's been a while. Okay, so I know I'm using this Jeffree Star makeup, but I got it over a year ago, and I know he's been canceled. But I want to use up what I have. So I'm just going to go in with this light blue. It's hard to keep up with who's canceled and who's not, especially if you are on Twitter or. I want to do light blue here. And I also have that conspiracy palettes with Shane Dawson, who's also been apparently canceled. Okay, missing stuff. Oh, got that. The Mandalorian. Oh my gosh, I was surprised how much I liked that. That was really my reason for getting Disney Plus. Does it look darker on this side? I don't know if anyone watches beauty channels, but they purchase like tons of palettes. And like I said, this one palette, or I have 2 palettes that have lasted me over a year. I don't know. Of course I don't, but I do use a lot. When I don't use it all the time, but when I use makeup, I use a lot of it. I will say the end of season 2 was quite the shock in The Mandalorian. But I won't spoil. Oops, fuck. I was doing white under the brow, and somehow I just dipped into the blue. Oh boy. I have not seen Hamilton, but on Disney Plus. But I have seen Hamilton live in San Francisco. I'm going to have to go over this again, and it's really a worth it musical to see. I think. I'm assuming what's on Disney Live is the same, or Disney Plus is the same as the musical theater show. But King George is hilarious. I love his songs too. Hi, Cappuccino. I love craft channels. And I don't know why, because I do not do crafts. I don't do crafts. But some reason I watch them sometimes. Like Salty Crafter and, well, Jazza isn't crafts, but he's sort of in that genre. There's 2 performances in close-ups. Interesting. Okay. I'm trying to blend this light blue. So anyway, I was thinking these eyebrows, this look is really giving me the Evil Queen vibe. Okay, so now I am going to do a darker blue. Are these going to blend? I don't know. How's everyone's reading going? I've been reading the 4th book of the Ember and Ashes, and I'm finding it hard to get motivated to read it. I mean, I think I'm like 70% through or something like that on my Kindle. But usually when I'm like that far into a book, I hit like a point of no return where I have to find out what's happening. But hasn't been doing it in this case. I don't think that the 4th book is as good as the first 2. And the 3rd book, it wasn't my favorite, but I think the 3rd book is better than the 4th book. Okay, we have some questions. The only thing I've read so far is the that Ember and Ashes. What's it called? Something in the Sky. Something, I don't know. Reading too many books. You know, some of you booktubers our people in the bookish community are crazy, reading like 10, 15 books a month. I can't do it. I can't do it. Addie, oh, you like Addie LaRue. Fantastic. Yeah, that was my top pick for 2020. And it was such a surprise because it's such a departure from what V.E. Schwab has written so far. Blending, blending, blending. Am I holding this like in front of my face? Yeah, I am. I have not heard The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. Is anyone a Susanna Clarke fan? Because I know she released Parisi, and I've heard like mixed things. I've heard some people really love it and some people hate it. But The Strange Case of, what is it, Mr. North and Jonathan Morrell? The Strange Case of, but anyway, her first book was, it was pretty dense. It was pretty hard to get through. So if Piranesi is the same thing, you just have to just prepare yourself for that type of storyline. Okay, more questions. I'm not good at any of them. Well, if you do them, you do it just for your own pleasure, and it's like sort of meditative. So, and the more you do, the better you get, I think. Cemetery Boys, I've heard of Cemetery Boys, and Empress of Fortune and Salt, and I've heard of that one too. I think, if that's what I'm thinking of, I think I actually chose that for Shove It or Shove It, and I forgot to read it. Which is typical. There's so many lines in my forehead. By the way, thank you all for showing up for this. I know it's a little tedious. If you've never seen a drag queen get ready from start to finish, and this isn't even from start to finish, but drag does take a while. It's not like normal makeup. Because my prior video, I think it was like, what was it? An hour and 20 minutes. Crazy. And I was just doing like the eyes and lips. I didn't even finish them. But I was also chatting and doing that. Yeah, I want to read The Cemetery Boys. That sounds good. There you go. You don't have to be good at crafts to enjoy them. Absolutely. Genghis Khan in the Making of the Modern World. Nonfiction. I don't read that much nonfiction. And because I think like a lot of us, this is awful. I think like a lot of us, we read fiction to escape, and nonfiction, so maybe some biographies, but generally nonfiction isn't quite an escape. Why do these sides look so different? Here we go. La da 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 da. Oh, I have too much stuff here. Actually, this big mirror is pretty good because I see more of my face complete rather than I have like a much smaller mirror that I usually use. Okay, I'm going to cut this crease. And this is going to look crazy because I'm going to cut it really high. Yep. Talk among yourselves, trying to concentrate. Oh, shoot, I just messed up. I just messed up. How do I fix that? So I don't know what videos I'm going to do today. I think I'm going to do another booktuber reaction. And I think I know the booktuber I'm going to do. I'll keep it a surprise, I guess. Oh, the Genghis Khan, yeah. All I know about Genghis Khan is, isn't his like DNA like in 30% of the world's population or something crazy like that? Or maybe it's more than that. Because he spread his seed, shall we say. Oh man, these are so not even. I think I saw a documentary on Genghis Khan or a historical fiction. It was pretty good. Okay, can I fix this blue situation? There we go. God, these are so uneven. Okay. So I'm going to come back. Part of, oh, you're reading the part about the dragon is almost true. And funny thing about that, now I'm not a big thing on Twitter. I find it really difficult to like log in every day or try to keep track of anything that's going on. But you do see your notifications if you're tagged on Twitter. Mostly for my Twitter, I just use it to announce my videos. But I saw the author of the part about the dragons mostly true retweeted my tweet and announced some type of contest he was running, which kind of freaked me out. I mean, it's one thing to get retweeted by an author if you tag them, but I didn't even tag this guy. I forget the author's name. But I thought that was interesting that somehow he found my Shelve It or Shove It and watched it and retweeted it, which is weird. Yeah. Or maybe it was Attila the Hun. Yeah. The Mongolian folk metal band, The Who. I've never even heard of them. That's hilarious. Yeah, let us know, Lynette. Twitter is such a weird thing. I have never been able to figure Twitter out. And I logged on, early at a different account, and I think in like 5 years I had, I don't know, three tweets. I've also decided I'm going to stay away from yellow makeup from now on. Just has never worked out like I wanted it to. Oh, the dragon one. Yeah. I'm definitely going to read that. But here's the thing. If you're a booktuber and like an author tweets you, or he just retweeted my thing, so it's not like we have this big relationship, but I would feel a little guilty giving it a bad review. So if I really hate the book, I might not do any type of review on it. But if it's good, I probably will. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. Oh, hold on. I just realized my light isn't pointing at me. Not that it would make a difference. Okay. I would never give a false review, but I can choose not to give a bad review, right? I don't know. So, very good. Are we talking about the dragon one? There was a, hold on. It's funny so far. I'm only about 3 chapters in. It reminded me of, just talking about the concept of the book, it reminded me of Mary Gentle's Grunts, which I think it's maybe mid-90s, but it was a satire on orcs. What's the concept? The concept's really hilarious. It's there's a bunch of orcs, this company of orcs, and they work for an evil overlord, and it's like over the top, stereotypical orcs and overlords. But then the orcs find, because some magician or wizard was experimenting with alternate reality teleportations or something. But anyway, the orcs find in this cave United States Marine equipment, guns and helmets and whatnot. And so the orcs start wearing them, and then they start taking on the qualities of Marines, and it just gets more and more absurd as the book goes on. Now, I will say that book is too long. The book is way too long, but I thought it was funny. Okay. I'm just using white. I'm trying to make this blue fade into white. I don't know if this is working. The other comic books, not comic books, but the other humorous books I've read is, I don't know if you've heard of, what's it called? The Myth books by Robert Asprin. And those are about a demon. And in this universe, demons are just creatures from another dimension, demon. And somehow gets connected with this down and out, see a wizard. I don't know, but there's a whole bunch of these books, and they're cute. It's like myth apprehension or myth demeanors. Just a lot of little puns with the word myth in it. Okay, hard to say for sure about Genghis's DNA because his body has never been found. However, his descendants are certainly plentiful. Are there any hike books from 2020 that you want to read in 2021? I honestly can't think of any. I mean, for one of a tag video I did, I think I mentioned the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I don't think that's a 2020 book. What books have been really hyped in 2020? Totally confused by Twitter. Thank you. Hello, Desert Witch. Welcome back. Okay, so I think I'm going to go to the black eyeliner. Oh. I do like this thing on StreamYard of popping up the comments because it makes it easy to read. So is Trump since today. I'm sure he's still trying to log in. Oh yeah, they cut him off of Twitter. I heard that. Let's not get into politics. Trying to stay away from politics for a while because it's just crazy. It's crazy. Oh, the Poppy Wars. I don't usually talk about audiobooks I read because what I try to do is, I mean, the only exercise I can get during COVID is do some light jogging. And by jogging, I mean the Bionic Woman, really slow jogging. But I only listen to audiobooks when I do that. So it sort of gives me motivation to get out and exercise. So I've been listening to the Poppy Wars, I don't know, for several months now. And I am now on book 3. And I have some mixed opinions about Poppy War. So I'm going to wait till I actually finish it. Maybe I'll finish it by the end of the month. I don't know. But I have a feeling I'm not going to have a popular opinion on it because I know some people love it so much. I will say the first book is maybe a 5-star book. Yeah. Yes, no politics. It's high on my TBR list. I will say the Poppy Wars is definitely worth the read, the entire trilogy. It's just I have some opinions on the main character. Screwing up. Oh, got that one. Let's see. This is where you're going to see these eyes really don't match. The first Poppy War books topped many SF lists. I definitely see why. It's really good. of need to get an eyeliner brush with an eyeliner that has a brush tip. Little afraid of poppy wars. I can be sensitive to violence. I'm also wary of grimdark in general. Not sure I can handle the intensity. Well, then I don't blame you. Stay away from the poppy wars because it is not. It is pretty darn violent. The other thing that surprised me is there was such a prevalent use of curse words. Like the F-bomb is used a lot. I don't know why it would surprise me, but I mean, it's an Asian fantasy world, so suddenly F this and F that is just struck me as a little bit anachronistic. But I'm sure that's just totally me. But I do like reading fantasy worlds where where it's not like from a Western perspective, you know, instead of medieval castles and whatnot, like the Dagobah trilogy is in the Middle East and Poppy Wars is in the Far East. It's just a nice change of pace. Yes, I've definitely read Joe Abercrombie. Yeah, excellent writer. Excellent writer. I didn't know it was actually based on Chinese history. Very brutal Opium War. That's interesting. I should probably read more up on it. So I've just read it. I mean, just listen to it. But it is interesting when the East meets West. The Westerners are called, I believe, Hyperions, and are painted as sort of these religious zealots, not liking the sort of paganism of the native people in the Poppy Wars. Opinions on American Psycho. I've seen the movie. I have not read the book. It is a book. I thought the movie was, talk about violent. Oh my gosh. But I don't know anything about the book. I've heard a lot about, no, I'm thinking of American or Mexican Gothic. Ren, a gender bent analog to Mao Zedong. Really? Because, you know, my issue in the second and third books is, I was like, is this really a likable character? Because she's obviously the main character. So that's interesting. The first book I read was the one in which Sherlock Holmes was hired by the Cheshire Cat. What? What is that book called? It's a mashup between Sherlock Holmes and Alice in Wonderland. That sounds interesting. But the movie was really bizarre. Really well done, too. Don't see it if you don't like violence. Oh, the book is King Liam. The book is 1,000 times more bizarre than the movie. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if it's the type of book I would normally read. I mean, I guess it's a horror book or thriller horror. And I don't read that many thrillers and horror books. I really like the supernatural in general. There's exceptions to every rule. But in general, when I pick up a horror, I would sort of want that supernatural storyline. How's that look? King Liam, I like the part where he watched TV and saw Cheerio being interviewed on a talk show. Yeah, it gets pretty weird. Oh, that kind of reminds me of like William S. Burroughs, and it's really psychedelic, trippy stories. Normally from authors in the 70s, 60s, 70s. Ken Kesey. Do you think unlikable main characters are starting to become overdone in the fantasy books? That's an interesting question, because I like an anti-hero. Oh, God, these are so uneven. I like anti-hero stories occasionally, and I have read a couple of them lately. I'm thinking of Queen of the Conquered, and I'm trying to wonder if Poppy Wars would be considered an anti-hero book, but I don't think so. I mean, she does some really, I don't want to give anything away, but I think there's an argument that can be made that she becomes pretty monstrous, but the way it's handled in at least up through book, how far I've gotten in book 3, is she's still sympathetic. How do I fix this? Maybe I should just let it go. Jesus, so look how off they are. Oh my God. Oops. So I don't know. I don't know if it's anti-hero books are becoming a trend in fantasy. I also read one recently, The Monster of Eldenhaven, which I really enjoyed, which is sort of has a mad scientist, Frankenstein kind of storyline. Okay, I'm gonna just move on. There's a author named Karen Miller who, I don't know, she just, maybe I just haven't looked her up in a while, but it feels like she just stopped writing. But anyway, she wrote this book called Empress, who is has one of the most dislikable, fascinating anti-hero characters ever. Okay, I'm just trying to fade out this black now. But it's part of a trilogy. I think it's called The Night, or no. Anyway, look up Empress by Karen Miller. But the second book, the first book was from the rise and from the perspective of the evil empress and her rise to power from, I think she was like a slave or something. And then the second book is from the hero's point of view. I think it's a princess or queen of a kingdom or something. And then the third book is about the final battle. So it's a good series, but the most fascinating book, I think, is the first book, Empress, about the it's really unlikable, but you still almost feel sorry for her, and times you even root for her, but because she has such a tough life. But okay. Oh, Miss King Liam, is Carrie better as a movie or as a book? We're thinking the 76 movie. Yeah, definitely it's 76 movie. There's no other movie we can think about. Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, you can't get better than that. John Travolta had a cameo. It's been so long since I read Carrie. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're equal. I think they're, as works of art in two different mediums, I think they're both equally valid and fascinating in their own right. I've avoided Poppy Wars because I'm not ready for another trilogy series. I long for good luck finding a standalone fantasy, at least one that's been written recently. It's really hard to find standalones. The only thing I can think of, at least as a recent author, is Naomi Novik, Spinning Silver, excellent. And that's sort of a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. And what's the other one? She's written like 3 really good standalones, and now she's back doing a series called A Deadly Education, which is a series, so you don't want to start that if you're looking for a standalone. If you're looking for older books, may I suggest the Forgotten Beasts of Eld by Patricia McKillop. God, if I'm messing up these names, I apologize. Starting at 2. Oh, just don't want to start a trilogy. I understand, Blue Black. Those are which is the best science fiction book of 2020? Well, here's the thing. Nowadays, I read mostly fantasy. And I did a breakdown of how many science fictions I read, and it wasn't that many last year. And my mind is blanking on a good one. I have to get back to you on that. Hold on, do I have my Excel chart with the... Hold on, maybe I can tell you. Okay. The books I read in science fiction is Hollow Kingdom, and that's the one. I know it's is it a horror book? It's in its own genre. It's told from the point of view of a crow, Carrie Jane Buxton, Hollow Kingdom, and I put it down as science fiction because not really, it's a zombie book. I mean, I don't know how you would classify zombie books. They're not really fantasy. I guess they're kind of horror. But this one, of all of the in this little list here, is the one I liked most. I also read a beautifully foolish endeavor by Hank Green, which is the second book of a duology. I can't imagine he's going to do a third book. So if you don't mind a duology, the first book was really, really good. The second book was okay to good. Let's say the first book was 4.5 stars and the second book was like 3.5 stars, in my opinion. Also read Bubblegum, which is a piece of crap. I have a whole video on that if you want to find out. The Peripheral by William Gibson. I couldn't connect to the characters. I DNF'd it. But if you're looking for cyberpunk sci-fi and you've never read William Gibson, Mona Lisa Overdrive, Neuromancer, he's done some great books. And then the Farian Wars, which I forget. I totally forget that. But anyway, of these, Hollow Kingdom. Tori Morrow is a great channel on SF. I have to look her up. Don't know Tori Morrow or him up or them up. Q Blue Black. Are there any books you know with drag queens in it? Well, there's 2 books. Did I do it this year? The one I recommend is Freak Show by James St. James, who wrote Party Monster. No, he wrote, the book was called Disco Bloodbath, and the movie it was made from is called Party Monster, about a real life killing in the club kid scene in the 90s. But anyway, he recently wrote another book called Freak Show, which is from the point of view of, it's a coming of age story of a very, very out, queer, flamboyant 17-year-old who does get into drag. He doesn't do drag shows. The other one I read was Martin McLean, Middle School Queen, which I hated that book so much. The main character, I don't think the author, either she pulled just from her imagination about what she thinks drag queens are like or what effeminate boys are like, but the novel didn't make any sense. It was a middle grade book about a drag queen who didn't show any signs of being flamboyant or gay or, what usually arises out of that type of person that becomes a drag queen. Anyway. Oh, and I also read Trixie and Katia. Why can't I say her name? Katia. Anyway, I guess it's a nonfiction, humorous book about, what's it called? How to Be a Woman? Guide to Modern Womanhood? Something like that, which was funny, but it's a real short read. I mean, you could sit down and read that whole thing in an hour, honestly. It's just like a bunch of really short essays. But it's funny. Okay, anyway. And I know there's other books about drag queens. The Sherlock Holmes, thank you, Lynette. Sherlock Holmes and the Adventures of the Grinning Cat. I might check that out. That sounds weird. Weird mashup. I read 2 novellas in 2021, SF and 1 fantasy, both standalone. But also very, they were excellent, but also very condensed and a bit experimental and won't appeal to everyone. Black Flamingo has a drag queen. I've heard of Black Flamingo, have not read it. Thank you, Kayla. Cappuccino Fantasy, The Deep Rivers of Solomon, SF, This Is How to Lose the Time War. I haven't heard of the fantasy, but the science fiction, the title does sound familiar. You like the deep. Not heard of that one. Thank you, Blue Black. Okay, so this is the I am actually trying to do a drag look. I'm just taking this really, really dark, dark midnight blue, and I'm just trying to. Thank you, Lady Jane Books. Really enjoying your channel. Happy New Year. Yes. Yeah, hopefully 2020 we'll get back on our feet. Just over COVID. And oh, why did I do that? To re-strengthen that black. Yeah, that was a mistake. Well, thank you everyone who watches my channel. If you're a booktuber, you know how hard it is to get any traction on Booktube. I think it's harder than other genres because there's really, I mean, if you think about it, most people who read spend their time reading, not watching YouTube, right? So those few people that are interested in both reading and YouTube, I think it's a smaller audience than other YouTube genres. There are no let me put up Lady Jane. There are no mistakes, they're just happy accidents. Well, I guess that's true. Good old Bob Ross. So I'm trying to get a variegated blue from white to blue, and I don't know if this is very successful. But oh, you loved it? Fantastic. And Patricia McKillop has written a lot of books, by the way. If you like that book, she's written a lot of fantasy. And she really was the fantasy writer of the 70s, I think. Yeah, these eyebrows went up way too high. Okay, let me start finishing up these eyebrows. Oh yeah, that's really crazy. Unpopular opinion, but lockdown has really boosted a lot of people's reading. Oh, no, that's not unpopular. I think that's just true. I think that is just a truism. Oh, found that one. Okay. The Bob. I haven't read those. I've seen those books about with the gorilla, I believe, but I haven't read any of them. I've seen them. Oh, Lynette loved the Hollow Kingdom. Yes. Enjoyed the Humans by Matt Haig. Haven't read that one. I don't know Matt Haig. So are these eyebrows looking crazy yet? Oh, I am wearing bangs, so you probably won't even see these. Okay, let me dust off. How long has it been? It's been over an hour already. An alien took over. That's Bobiverse? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something different then. Matt Haig is great. He writes middle grade and adult. The Human is an adult novel, and I highly recommend it. Amy books it. I have to look that one up. I will. Okay, let me dust off this bake. Oops. Use the mirror. Well, I did something wrong in the foundation. There's this line here. Okay. Go back. Do the under eyes. Oh, Matt Haig again. Oh, this brush was too big. Another happy accident. Okay, that's a little crazy. But when you mess up one side, you have to mess up the other side. Oh, did anyone see my Omegle? Asking people for book recommendations on Omegle. That is a crazy site. And I felt so self-conscious doing it because you really are just asking strangers. Oh, and if you ever go on Omegle, do not go in the 18 plus section. It's not what you think. I mean, if you think it's just like, oh, I don't want to talk to kids, I just want to talk to adults, it's not really what it is. But on the normal Omegle, I was kind of surprised how many kids were on it. I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But I don't think I would want my kids to talk to strangers. Oops, brush this side. Oh, what am I going to do? I have not read Murderbot by Martha Wells, but I have read some Martha Wells, and I know she's an excellent author. Murderbot. Cappuccino loves Murderbot. Whoop, whoop. I'm falling all over the place. What was that? Oh, I just knocked over a light. No biggie. I'm trying to get rid of this line that I created somehow. Look how bent this brush is. Half my problem is I don't have good brushes. Oh, I dropped the mouse. That's what I dropped. Hold on. Okay. Bad mouse. Okay, I need a little bit of color in these cheeks. Let's start with like the faces I'm making. So this shadow under my chin is supposed to make my face look smaller. And let's have a little blush. Sorry, I'm not talking if I'm not being a little entertaining. I'm trying to do a look and concentrate. So. Okay. And let's go back to the nose. Oh. Keep forgetting to have this mirror. And this is going to be the boring part of this live stream because I have to, I'm trying to concentrate. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. I'm trying to contour my nose so it looks skinnier and daintier. I actually don't mind my nose as it is, but okay, let's line the under eye. Any book said, I had to wait until I could afford them. They are pricey and seem to go on sale, but if you afford them, are we talking about a book? Murderbot books? I'm actually surprised at how expensive ebooks are, because normally I do ebooks. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, really? For an ebook? And yes, libraries are great if you don't have the money. I do like purchasing books, especially of small authors, because I feel like I'm supporting them. But if you don't have the money, there is no reason to purchase a book if they're in your library or if you find a good deal at a bookstore. I want to say I'm almost done. But sometimes these finishing touches just take a long time. Oops. Professor One is the humans. Bobaverse is about a nerd whose consciousness is loaded into a probe 100 years after its death. That sounds really interesting. Amy Booksit likes Bobaverse too. You know what I was thinking of? I think it's called like Ivan the Great or something. I don't know. Okay. Actually, I need to use this mirror because I need both my hands. White eyeliner. Waterline, I mean. And finally, how's that look? Okay. Oh. I have too much stuff here. Okay. So I did that, Trying to blend this more. Okay, so I guess it's time for lips. I hate doing lips. Because this is the other thing where it's helpful to have artistic talent to draw symmetrical lines or shapes. And mine are never quite as symmetrical as I want them. You know what they don't tell you when you're younger? Your lips get smaller as you get older. And by the way, if you want to imagine what it's like for me to put lip liner on, think of taking some sandpaper and drawing with a crayon, because there is this little stubble under the makeup that makes it really rough. These are thinner lips than I usually draw. I think I like it though. I think I did a good job on the symmetry. Okay, so let me put some lipstick on. That's not lipstick. And then we go back to the old clan white and just put a little bit in the center to a little more. Okay, and the only thing to do if you have these rough edges like I do is just to brush them out with some type of cream. Come on, let's have a little brush. I can use an angle brush. And I have this. And this is just to get rid of that sandpaper effect created by the pencil. Okay. The only thing left to do are eyelashes. You have any chats? Thank you, Amy Booksit. Fabulous, Blue Black. Beautiful Desert Witch. Okay, eyelashes I use, I shouldn't even show this, but I use Weave Bond glue, which you really shouldn't use. But I don't put eyelashes anywhere near my actual eyelash. Actually, let me, real quick, how dusty are my? Okay, before that, let me just put some black eyeshadow over my lashes and on my lid just to darken it up. I don't really like using mascara because it's like gummy and it's hard to take off. And like I said, I'm only doing this for drag. But I just want to try to get, oh shit. Okay, well, you don't want to. Okay, I'm going to lean over, so if there's any fallout, it'll go down rather than on my cheek. But if you ever wear mascara, for those of you, you know how goopy and gummy it can get. And I'm just patting some of this black shadow over the black just to deepen it a little bit. Let's put some on my eyebrows just for fun. I guess I should have smudged out the bottom line a little. But that's why I like bottom lashes, because, God, these aren't even. Oh, well. Stop looking. Because bottom lashes just make it look gradient anyway. Okay, anyway. Bottom lashes. So yeah, I like Weep On Glue because it dries so fast. I mean, there's no waiting. As soon as you put the glue on your lashes, you can pretty much almost immediately apply them. Oh, I just dropped one. Hold on. Okay. God, it's like doing surgery. Not really. It's called hyperbole. Oh. Put them on with my fingers. One set. Let me reiterate how thankful I am for anyone who is actually watching this video, especially you guys that came on live, because I know this is not the most fascinating thing in the world. That's why most drag tutorials are really sped up, or a lot of stuff is cut, because it can be tedious. Okay, for top lashes, that's what I want. Oh, these are my big. Should I wear these? These are crazy lashes. They're like um, they're like 5 pairs stacked on top of each other. Okay, let's try it. Been trying to go more subtle. But again, this isn't, I'm not going to put this near my waterline. It's almost going to like ride on my crease. Probably should have done bigger bottom lashes with these. La-di-da-da-da. I don't like putting on mascara. Only wear it for special. Can be messy. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I don't use makeup at all. If I bought it, I would have less money for books. You are not kidding. Look how big they are. Okay, and let me write my hands. I am going to try to finish this look so there's something presentable at the end of this video. I should, well, ignore the tank top. This tank top kind of ruins it, doesn't it? No, maybe I'll just do that. And my tried and true, my first Booktube Goddess wig. Covers the eyebrows nicely. Well, not this one. Okay. My nylon gloves. Oh man, this life has gone on so long. I feel like I have to hurry. Not sure why. But the gloves, the eyelashes, a little bit of an outfit. Gloves to hide my hairy arms. Someone commented on my video last time about my hairy arms. Maybe some earrings. And how about a ring? Voila! I am the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. Okay. So this is the final look. I know it's taken, how long has it taken? Way too long. Okay. It's coming together. Yes, thank you. Black Swan vibes. Oh, you think Black Swan? Love the caftan. Yeah, these, I love these. These are just, they're so cheap, but you can get a bunch of them and you can just throw them on over your head. It's like a poncho. Find it very interesting to watch you work, Desert Witch. Thank you. Cappuccino, I got a number of rows done on my socks. Let's say it was a bullet journal. It's fun to make along with. Thank you. Thank you. It's fun to be with you guys, especially when you ask me questions and stuff. Oh, Jack, that's my sister. Hi, Jackie. GR Dowell, thank you. Amy Books, a great job on the look with the live stream. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed them. About an hour and 45 minutes. If I do this again next week, I want to try to cut down the time because it's kind of ridiculous. Actually, I don't know. Do you guys think it's ridiculous to be here for almost 2 hours putting on drag? But I did give you a final look. So I'm glad that happened rather than like last week when I had that pink wig on. But anyway, let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this as a rebroadcast, let me know in the comments if you want to see the full thing that takes almost 2 hours, or if I should try to cut it down and maybe start a little bit more in progress next time. And I don't know if I'll do this next week. I'll see how this video does. Like I said, I think it was a big fluke last week when it got over 200 views, which is crazy. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Blue Black. You're welcome. Cappuccino came in late though. Maybe you guys don't mind just having 2 hours. I think 2 hours for a live stream is short compared to most of what I've seen. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I've been watching this live stream because I actually work in the legal industry. And I've been watching this attorney, Emily Baker, do her live streams because she's talking about this lawsuit on Booktube that I think it's interesting. But I know her live streams just go on, but she's taking motions and court documents and going through the whole thing. But anyway. Okay. Oops. This was fun. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. And may all the books you read be blessed.